Survivor specialists Alexa and Robert are back. It's a
me.
different person. It's him. We've been trying to, I hope McKenna's not listening. I've been trying to have Robert on for the past few weeks, but McKenna is the specialist and we are all the guests at this point. But Robert is here. You and I haven't podcasted together, possibly
It's been so long.
The South Africa recap.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Which were really fun. It's fun hearing people talk about Survivor South Africa and like reference the one season that I watched. I'm like, I know that person.
Like, oh wow, yeah. Thanks. I'm glad my Twitter feed is like 5% better now that
literally 5% better.
South Africa,
honestly, no higher or no less. But we're excited to be back. Phil is still out. He's either going to be back this week for a recap, which may be a little bit delayed, but I'll get into that at the end, or he'll be back for next week's prediction. So you are stuck with me for quite a bit of time, but I think everybody's a little happy about that.
What a great person to be stuck with,
Thank you, Robert. What are you thinking of the season so far? How's it going?
I'm enjoying it. I feel like every season since 40, I've been like, we'll see what's going to happen with this season. And then every episode, I'm like, oh yeah, Survivor's so good. I need more.
I love this show. Why do I always complain about it?
Yeah, and then you watch it and you're like, wow, this show's incredible. And I mean, I think I've been seeing some people say like, oh, they're focusing like a little too much. Like, why is there always a backstory? It's always like, here's the reason that I'm here. But like, it's great. Like, I want to see that these people are real people. I want to see what their characters are. And yeah, it's fantastic. I'm really enjoying it.
I'm really enjoying it too. I think they've found the new school rhythm. It's not even new school. I don't even know what the new era rhythm that they've been trying to hit with 41 and 42, which makes sense. I mean, the fact that it only took them 3 seasons to do so is pretty impressive. But I think I don't know what it is. Maybe they figured the right advantage level. And I think this cast is just super fun. They're really silly. And I'm curious what you think of last week's episode, but to me, it felt so old school with last week's episode because the tribes actually didn't like each other. And that's so fun.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. It brings me back of Cody going to like steal something from the other camp. Like it's just the great moment from Tony and Wu going and stealing stuff from 28. Like that's what I think about. And like, that's one of the things, like the first moments you see of 20 in 28, kind of a tongue twister. But it's fantastic. Now, like it's not just like, oh, haha, we're all in Survivor together. It's like, wow, these guys do suck. And like, why are they helping this other tribe? Like, what are they colluding against us? That's not cool. So yeah, it's fantastic. That's actually a really good point that I didn't realize I liked about until you just mentioned it.
Yeah, there's something about like mild pettiness. Like I don't need someone to be like a fully horrible person. I actually don't like when there's seasons like that. Right. But I like a little bit of pettiness and a little bit of being obnoxious.
A little bit of drama. I know that like, this isn't like the I think I like to think that I am better than other reality TV shows, but really like I do want a little bit of drama there. I want a little bit to make me feel something,
Just a tad. Have you been watching The Mole? Not to derail
I have not been watching The Mole, but maybe we should podcast about that at a separate time.
I think that'd be fun. You would really like it. I obviously famously do not watch Big Brother. It gives me what I think I want Big Brother to give me. It's like pretty cheesy and like strategy, but a ton of challenges.
Okay, interesting. I will have to check that out then.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, and they just released the episodes in bulk too, so you could watch like 9 of them tonight. Perfect. Unless you had anything better to.
Anyways, we are a Survivor podcast. As much as The Mole sounds like my next TV show.
Definitely. So we're going to be doing power rankings today. We're going to be power ranking 1 through 14. Robert and I have like probably never done one of these together in our how many years of knowing each other.
We might not have, which is crazy.
So the way the rules work for those of you who are new, we're going to rank the remaining players 1 to 14, 1 being the safest. Leslie, I will never watch Big Brother. I maybe actually would watch it, but the meme has gone on too long where I can't watch it. 14 is who we think is going to go home. So we'll rank 1 through 14. I came with a list. It is a bit unclear if Robert came with a list. Phil usually doesn't.
I came with a list. Don't worry.
Okay. For those of you who miss Phil deciding on the fly, you're not getting that today. You're getting 2 very prepared conversationalists. Right before we get into this, who do you have to win right now? Who's looking really good? What do you like?
I have to win? Oh, it's too early.
I know, sorry. You don't.
I
You can
don't
like as we
know.
get as you say each person, you can be like this
I feel like
person.
every time I'm on a predictions, you guys are like, "Who are you gonna win? Who do you think's gonna win?" And then I'm like, "I should have known better. I should have known
I
better. I should
never.
have been
I
prepared."
know. My mom was in town this weekend, and she's like, "Do you guess who's gonna win at the beginning just based on their pictures?" And I'm like, "You betcha."
Yeah, like you
And
can,
guess
right?
how often I've been right? Never.
Never, yeah. But the one time you get it right, that's gonna feel good, and
The
that's what counts.
conversationalists, Robert and Alexa. That's
Yes,
that's this new podcast name.
yeah. It's just us talking about our days and our weekends,
Yeah, which I don't know. There actually could be a market for,
perhaps.
perhaps.
Anyways, I'm just gonna start off with my number one here,
Please
Alexa.
do. Oh, I should probably write this in
Um,
our Google Doc.
yes, that I also have the Google Doc open. Anyways, my number one, considering how we had such a great time talking about South Africa, I feel like this my number one is a very good like correlation to our South Africa season that we watched. My number one is Cody right now.
Wow, fun.
I think Cody, you know, as much as we thought, like, you know, the person who I don't want to spoil South Africa season 6, but someone who does very well in South Africa season 6 is a lot like Cody. And I was like, going into it, I was like, Cody's not going to do well, but he's doing great on his tribe. He has an idol. I don't think anyone's going to vote him out. Like, yeah, he's silly, but you know what you want on the island when you're there doing nothing for 26 days? You want someone to be silly and make you laugh. He's doing great
Yeah.
socially. He has an idol. He's also really strong in challenges. Like I don't see a reason why he would be voted out, or if he like was a target that he would get voted out. So I think he's good.
I think he's awesome. I don't know what you thought about the raid scene, but I think he really bait and switched the audience well, where he's like, gonna mess it up. He's gonna ask for the machete. And then he ends up pulling his sales hijinks to get
What was
more
so
than what he
weird
asked.
about that is that he was like, yeah, I'm using negotiation tactics to try to get what I want. And it's like, brother, you could have just taken the machete, right? They have no power here. This is your like advantage. You can just show up and take whatever you want. You don't have to sell them on it, you know?
Right. And I think that I actually don't even know if it was, well, I guess it was negotiation, but I guess he went in pitching with the thing he mildly wants to get them. Yeah, it's called the bait and switch, Jay. It was great. But yeah, he probably could have just asked for that, but
Right. There doesn't need to be a mutual agreement on what gets taken here, you know?
right, exactly.
Which is really funny.
So my number one is the person who probably the only person who thought that he swindled them, which is Carla. So Carla also has an idol.
Okay.
We're gonna have like all the idol people up at the top.
Right.
Carla's got an idol, and for so long I had her ranked high because she seemed like she was the middle. And now that they've actually gone to tribal council, we've seen Carla kind of easily make the decision to say, I'm not going to vote with the group. I originally said I'm going to get rid of the person and who's going to potentially impact my game in a negative way, cut my losses and get rid of Lindsay. So I don't see Carla being like loyal to the end in a good way. I don't think she's going to be blindly loyal to the people that she said she is. And I know we didn't end up seeing like whose final decision it was to get rid of Lindsay instead of Gio, but it seemed like some combination of Carla and James. And I had something else I was going to say that I am forgetting.
But
yeah, dude, you're from Idaho. That's confessional was hilarious.
Right. That was very good. I also not to move on too fast, but I have Carla at number 2 for basically the same reasons. The like recognizing when to cut her ally in Lindsay is a very good skill to have, and like she has an idol, and also she's on the tribe that like you know is winning all the immunity challenges. So like
yeah,
I think she's good. I think like I'm putting her below Cody because I think that like Cody is less likely to get blindsided. I feel like he could just there's something about him that he would be like, something's up and I'm going to be on the case. And then he'll be like, fine or something. I feel like they could get like in some small circumstance, they could blindside Carla, but like they're both safe. Like neither of them are going home anytime soon.
Yeah, 1 and 2 is pretty similar. I have Gabler at number 2 because he has an idol and everyone knows about it, and he knows that everyone knows about it. He's also like
I did not have Gabler that high.
I had him so low for so long, but the difference with people who are like more likely to go to tribal council, unless they keep helping each other, the red and the yellow teams, is if he goes, like he would play it. But at the same time, This, I think, is the last vote before the merge. So maybe they'll try to switch some things up. But I think Ellie still thinks that they may be able to get rid of him, in which case he's going to play his idol. And that's that. Do I think he is in a good position, like from a social or strategic perspective? Absolutely not. But I think once this idol's also has a timeline. So he has to play this or else it's useless. So assuming he goes to tribal council,
yeah, I guess he is good for exactly one more tribal council.
And that's it. Then things change.
Right. So cool.
Yeah. Carla's a good choice for number 2.
What is your number 3?
Number 3, I have maybe switching things up. Number 3, I have Jesse. He's one of only 2 people. Well, I guess there's only 4 whole people on that tribe who doesn't have an advantage. But I think Jesse is in a slightly better position than Cody, is in that he's less. And he has Dwight and he has Cody. So I think he has 2 different people there. I don't think he has Dwight, but he and Dwight have an open channel of communication. And I think he's, they all seem to be pulling the same amount of weight in challenges now. So I think it would be a matter of getting rid of like who we think will be a threat. And I think people are going to point to Cody, or they're going to point to Noelle, or they're going to point to Dwight because Dwight came out hot. Dwight's a very clear strategist. I think people are going to look at Jesse as like, oh yeah, he's just the guy who's around, which is great positioning for him.
I agree. I have Jesse higher up. He's my number 4, but
okay.
Basically the same reasons, right? I don't know how to I was going to go after it anyways. My number 3 is Noelle. I think Noelle is still a kick-ass in challenges, and right, what tribe is she on?
She's on
she's on Red tribe. Yeah, I mean, if you're on that tribe and you have 4 people left, you don't want to lose anymore. And Noelle has proven that she is the hell of the athlete that we thought she could have been in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
And like, she's a killer out there. So I think she's fine. Like, she has the advantage. I forget which advantage that she hit.
I think she has a steal a vote, which is
she's a steal a vote, which again isn't like the craziest advantage in the world, but it's still something. If you're at a 2, actually, I think like in every other like denomination of votes, like it breaks a 2-2 tie. It would tie a 3-1. If you get down to 3, like, a 2-1 that helps out. So I mean, we're at the tribe number counts where a steal a vote really matters.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not like as strong as an idol or anything.
It carries a lot with 4 people.
It carries a lot with 4, and it carries a lot with 3. So at least for now, I think she's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And
definitely.
Then number 4, I have Jesse for the same reasons. I think socially, like, he's in the middle of everything, and he's proven that every episode so far.
Totally. My number 4 is Cody, who you already mentioned. I think I'm definitely past thinking like, oh yeah, Cody's so wild, like he would get voted out with his idol. I think he's a lot more aware and much better player than he's portraying himself as, which is the sign of a really, really good player. He has that idol. He's not aware of Noelle's vote steal. That's what's making this really interesting. This group of 4, there's 2 people with advantages, but if one thing gets messed up, the wrong person's going to go home. So I want them to go to tribal because it's going to be super intense, but I don't want them to go because I really like all 3.
I do like all of them. I really like the Red tribe.
Yeah. They've become a weird little ragtag family.
Which, is what I like to see in Survivor. I like the ragtag groups.
Yeah, exactly. All right, you go ahead next.
Number 5.
Who was your number 4 again?
4 was Jesse.
Noelle
and Jesse were 3 and 4.
Gotcha. Okay. Hit me with your 5.
My 5? Okay, my 5 is Owen.
Nice.
I think that Baka tribe, like Vessi, I feel is like the most likely to go to tribal council, and then Baka tribe, the yellow tribe.
Mm-hmm.
I think Owen's safe. I think in the preview we saw that he's like the 3rd person to get the Beware advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was a little concerned with him preseason because like I'm always scared of like the people's champion of like the people that are like on Reddit in the podcast world.
The people's champion.
But I think he's at least in a good enough spot to make it to the merge and not like be someone that flames out a little bit early. So I think he's doing fine. I don't have much more to say other than that. But yeah, I think he's good.
Yeah, I think Owen's been great. He's done a really good job of like managing his place in the game and kind of being with the guys and with the girls, but not committing to anyone, which I think is really good.
Right.
I have Cassidy at number 5, which is probably quite high for someone who got their name written down, but they got their name written down by somebody who everybody else allegedly can't stand out of nowhere.
Right.
Which felt like manufactured drama a little bit, but I think Cassie's in a really good position. She knew she was getting her name written down by Gio and still was like talking to him and like playing it very cool. And then ends up being a part of the majority that gets rid of Lindsay. So I think Cassidy and Carla we're seeing as being really, really tight. And I think this opened up a few other doors for her. So
I mean, she played like having her name be on the chopping block better than Lindsay did when Lindsay's name wasn't on the chopping block.
exactly,
Right?
literally.
So, like Cassidy, I have her pretty high up, not enough where I can spoil immediately, but like she's doing well. She has clearly like been able to handle the stress for like the first time getting voted out or potentially being voted out, which I think is, you know, a time where a lot of people fail on Survivor. And yeah, I think she's doing great. If you're on the winning tribe and we don't really know who you are, that's a good place to be. So
yeah, and you bring up a really good point. I'm watching Philippines right now, and it's like people who are the decoy vote, or not even the decoy vote, but are the number 2 vote. It's hard to do that. Like it's hard to actually be okay with that. And she didn't really seem to bat an eyelash at it. Very like cool and calm. So really impressed with her.
Cool. What's your number 6?
My number 6 is Owen. So we sort of already spoke to him, but yeah, I think he also, it was a really quick flash, but I think he might also be one of the people, or no, it's Sammy who goes to Exile Island or whatever it is. Owen possibly finds a beware advantage. Owen does a great job of balancing the conflicting opinions on his tribe, proving to be pretty good in challenges. I think he's very well-rounded and kind of similar to everyone else you've mentioned, except for Cody, playing like very cool, like not under the radar, but not on the radar.
He's just there. He's just hanging
there.
out.
But he's
also great. Also
knows
perfect.
he's there. Yeah, totally.
My number 6, we're gonna get into the zone of all the people who we haven't really met yet. This is at number 6. I have James.
Oh, that was my 7. Sorry, go ahead.
That was your 7. All right, James. Yeah, like he's great. I don't know a lot about him. That's fine. That's good. You're on the winning tribe. We're fine. We'll see you in 4 episodes.
And he's has voted one time.
Has voted correctly. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Done. That's it. That's all I can say, really.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate we haven't gotten much from him. And like it was his birthday like 2 weeks ago, and it was like, yay, it's James's birthday, but Carla's gonna tell us about it.
Yeah.
Which is always like, I assume pretty tough. Yeah, James was my number 7, kind of for a similar reason. It's tough with that winning tribe because it was like Gio is a mastermind, like out of pretty much nowhere. Yeah. So I do have that, and then Lindsay had a meltdown pretty much out of nowhere. So I'm nervous for James. Maybe you could be like, James is getting too confident, but he seems to be really, really good. We haven't had a reason to see that. He's voting with this larger group. So I think James is fine.
Cool. And then my number 7, here is where I put Cassidy. I think like I am like a little concerned for her because like, yeah, we had all those things that we talked about, but she was the vote at one point, right? Which is like kind of not a good thing. So that means that there's some reason for the rest of her tribe to target her. But she has shown that she can play well if she's the target. So again,
totally.
They're on the winning tribe. What can you do, right?
I know. It's really, again, I'm watching Philippines, and they give so much attention to the tribes that aren't Matt Singh. And it's really refreshing. Like you go into that merge knowing so much about the dynamics of, I guess, more the yellow tribe, Tandang than Calabao, but still, you know more. Like we don't know anything about this blue tribe.
Yeah. I mean, how dare they not lose more so we know about
how could
them
they?
for 5 more minutes, you know?
That's why
unfair.
Betsy and Baca teamed up, because they were like, the people need to know.
Yeah, they're really doing us a service. So
yeah.
Thanks everybody else.
Okay, pass me. Go to your 8.
Okay, my 8 is Ryan.
Got it.
They're on the blue tribe. They're winning. They're in the middle. Cool. We're good.
Good for Ryan. Love that for him. My number 8 is Noelle, which I guess is pretty low for somebody who I think is not going to go home. but there's only like so many spots. I think Noelle is fine. I think the guys being Jesse and Cody, I think they really like her. I think they like doing challenges with her. She's got that advantage. I'm a little nervous about it just with the makeup of the group and the fact that Cody is an idol. But I think if anything, it would be like Dwight who gets stray bulleted rather than her having a backfire on her. And I don't think that the three of them would completely try to blindside her because I don't think Dwight, Jesse, and Cody fully trust her that well. You know?
And I think that they are still in the mindset that if they lose another challenge, that they still are going to try to want to keep the tribe strong.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you can't just be like, oh yeah, we'll throw another one and then like have two people going into the merge, right? That's a 1 in 3 chance of getting out pre-jury, and that's not cool. Right?
Definitely not great.
We're not risk that, so
yeah. All right, go to your 9.
Your 9. My 9. I have Sammy.
All right.
We've gotten to know a little bit more about him. The bad thing for him, this isn't the worst thing in the world, but he's not on the blue tribe. He's not on Coca, and that's bad. And I maybe this is just me, and I don't pay attention to him as much as I should. He just kind of seems like I'm young, I cremate pets. Look at me go, and it's like, all right, like, are you gonna? Maybe I've missed something else, but like, what else? What else are we getting from him?
Yeah, I think he's funny. I like his energy, and I think he's smarter than people think. I think people hear 19 and they just like totally write him off. But yeah, from a strategic standpoint, I don't really know where he stands.
I think it's funny every single time that there's a young person on Survivor. They're like, yeah, I'm 19, so I'm gonna say that I'm 20 because that's gonna make a difference. And it's like, no, man, like, yeah, you really got that one extra year. That's what made the difference for me, right?
I know, and when I logged on Twitter a few days ago, everyone was like having a blast, being like, "This 19-year-old did a TikTok dance. Apparently, did a TikTok dance."
He did. Someone said he hit the gritty, and I was like, I know what that means, but I don't.
Good for you. I had to Google it, and then I found Mac Jones doing it. Go Pats.
Cool.
But
yeah, go Pats.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, so. But at the same time, like they were like, oh yeah, this guy's trying to seem like he's older. A 22-year-old is still a Gen Zer. So 19 versus 22, you're still.
I just want to say, Alexa, we should keep track because that's the second time that we've podcasted together, and you're like, what's this thing all the young people are doing? I don't get it.
Oh God,
are they wearing Crocs?
What was the other one?
It was wearing Crocs. It was like, why does Noelle have Crocs?
That's so true. Yeah. I don't know why Crocs are back. I'm a little
you're doing it again.
I know. Sorry, I'm doing it again.
I'm saying you can do it. I'm just saying I'm trying to defend you here.
As I plummet towards my 30s.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyways, so yeah, Sammy hit the gritty. It was pretty cool if you knew what it was, I guess.
Yeah. He looked like he did it well. The camera purposely only barely touched it.
There's a really good chance that the editors didn't even know what they were doing. They were just he's dancing. Cool, right?
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, oh, no way. I don't even know what they do. I don't know I don't know the TikToks either. I'm just giving shit.
I have a TikTok, but then I delete it once a week. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, that's fine.
You did your 9. Okay, my number 9 is going to be Ellie. She's pretty much just low because I think she thinks she's on top right now, and that is not a good position to be in. However, I think when a tribe like theirs goes to tribal council early and then continues to not go, there's a lot of time for opinions to change. And she probably, by the time if they ever do go to tribal council, probably won't be gunning for Gabler at the rate that she has been. But that's why I have her pretty low. But she is a really, really good in these puzzles. She and Janine are a great combo. She's proven to be a pretty good narrator so far. So I have Ellie at number 9 for that reason.
Okay. What's your number 10? My number 10 is Gabler.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide. I might switch some things.
My number 10 is Gabler. I originally had him a little lower, but you did say that because I forgot. I was like, oh, his idol expires last week, but no, it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that him having an idol really means that he's going to go home, because I feel like he just kind of says things and then doesn't do them. When he was like, I deserve to lose my shot in the dark tonight, so I'm not going to play it. Right. He could just not play his idol. I feel like it would be pretty easy for his tribe to get one over on him if they really wanted to. I mean, that being said, he still has it, right? I feel like it's a pretty easy, logical step to be like, oh, this is the last time I have my idol. I saw Chris Noble lose. I'm going to play my idol. So
yeah,
I think he's good. He's still like not in a good position socially. They could sneak one over him if they wanted
They
to.
definitely could. I agree with you. It's like the social standing does carry a lot in comparison to having an idol.
Right.
Because if no one tells you you're in trouble, then why play it?
How are you going to figure it out? Right. So.
I'm going to put Dwight at my number 10. So I guess this implies that I think yellow or blue is going to go to tribal rather than the red tribe. I have Dwight the lowest on the red tribe. However, there's only 4 of them. So someone has to be there. I think Dwight, I just don't really know who he's aligned with. It seems to be like he's working with Noelle, but I could totally see him going to Jesse and trying to blow Noelle up. And then maybe that gets him in trouble in the process because he doesn't have any super tight allies. So he's probably okay. But I have him low for now. And I think getting to the merge, he would actually do really well.
I do think that he does a lot better if he gets to the merge, but that is a big if.
Big ol' if.
My number 11 is Janine.
Okay.
I think Janine. Maybe I should have put her higher. I just if it kind of feels like she's like still on the outskirts of everything on the yellow tribe. Not getting the heat that Ellie is getting. I still have her a bit lower. I still have Ellie a bit lower. I mean, not that we're at the top or anything, but it kind of feels like Janine and Gabler are in the same spot to me, and Janine doesn't have the idol. So there you go. I gotta put the idol above a little bit.
Yeah, I think Janine's in a little bit of trouble this week. I have Ryan at number 11, which is quite low. But his one super tight ally that we know of almost went home this week and only didn't because someone else blew up their own game. We're also heading towards the merge. So I think somebody being good in challenges is not as important as it was a few weeks ago. So I think I don't really know how many defenders he's going to have if this group tries to vote out someone other than Gio again. And I feel like you see that, like it's other than like a charisma situation, people switch their votes a lot of time if someone goes to tribal. So I don't think Gio would be in like a ton of trouble. But I do have Gio last on the tribe. So
I also have Gio last on that tribe. My number 12, in fact, is Gio.
There you go.
I mean, blue tribe. He's on the blue tribe. Good job. You chose the correct tribe to be on. But like, it doesn't feel like he is as much of the mastermind of everything as he is telling us that he is. You know, we're getting everyone else being like, "Oh, Gio's running everything. Like, should we just put him out?" Like, Carla's obviously onto him. He doesn't have an idol. He does have Ryan, which is cool. But it's still like, I don't know. I think Ryan being the only good ally in a tribe of 5, like you still need one more person, and I feel like that last person would be hard to get. But again, he's on the winning tribe, so that's really good. And I think that you know, there are perhaps 2 other tribes that are in a lot more danger, not just like marginally more danger. So
yeah, I agree with you there. My number 12 is going to be Sammy. I think Sammy's doing really well, but I think just the way that this tribe is breaking up is it seems like the guys versus the girls. And I think it's Janine or Sammy who could get in trouble because I think Owen is completely safe. And I think instead of getting really rid of Ellie, they'd go for Janine and maybe they would vote for Gabler and he would he would, get rid of those votes and they'd vote for Sammy, or they would try to get Gabler to play his idol and actually just end up voting out Sammy instead. Similar to the Ryan situation, I don't think challenge strength really matters the way that it did a few weeks ago. So I do have Sammy in a bit of trouble.
I think challenge strength doesn't matter for Coco and Baca, but I think it has to matter for Vessi.
Yeah.
Because you going down to 3 is like really hard if you still have one more like tribal challenge to go.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you have 5 left and there's 2 vote outs, it's like you can wiggle your way out of that one. But getting down to 2 left before the merge is not a situation I'd want to try to make it through.
Yeah, you don't want it. 3 people is entering like some of the worst tribes.
Danger zone. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be in a Matt Singh situation.
Yeah. So which number did you just do?
I just did 12 for Sammy.
You did 12? Okay. I will just do my 13 and 14 back to back. My 13, I have Ellie. I think like, yeah, she looks like she like is understanding like the tribe dynamics pretty well and how to navigate them. I still feel like she's taken the most heat, and it's not like Ellie's the big villain that we got to take down next episode. It's just like, oh, here's like a little hint of what could happen, and I feel like that little hint is usually like, that's the amount of danger that they are foreshadowing us for her to be in, that like is actually dangerous for us.
Yeah. I think we're getting like a mild villain, like a Bradley kind of thing from her, where it could be like
it's like the pre-merge villain, right?
The pre-merge villain. You're completely right.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you go.
I'll finish my note. I have Gio at 13, Janine at 14. I know I just said that people usually don't vote for the same person twice, but if Gio is the way that we're seeing him play as, and if he does only have one ally, the blue tribe might want to say, we need to stay strong because the other tribe's ganging up against us. So let's get rid of the one person who we don't really trust. Mm-hmm. And with Janine, I feel like if they don't, or if they want to like disarm Ellie, they're going to get rid of Janine. We've heard so little from her, and it totally sucks. She is
just catch a stray and just be like, oh, sorry, we didn't have enough time for you. See you later.
Exactly. Like they might all vote for Gabler. He negates all those votes and then he votes for Janine or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
We have a pretty similar bottom though.
Yeah, I actually didn't get to say my 14. My 14 is Dwight.
Oh, okay.
He is, I think he's a great player. I think he is the most on the outs on the tribe that is most likely going to lose. So
great point.
And they need to keep strength. I feel like Jesse is in the mix of everybody. Cody and Noelle, like they are the challenge threats or challenge assets right now. Yeah, we're not past the merge. The challenge assets right now that like they're gonna need to like not have to go down to 2 before the merge. And if what you were saying earlier, and Dwight's trying to go back to Jesse who divorced him, and then be like, hey, can we like renew our vows or something, and then get get someone else back and try to get Noelle out. I feel like that's hard. That's a hard bargain to drive. So
I think so too. I'm also a little sick of the divorce puns. We're getting a lot of them.
We were good at like one. We had one, and I was like, that's it. The jokes are done. We're fine. We are free of the marriage puns.
We did it, but oh god, no, we are not.
No, we're not. It's gonna be, I think, every single episode Dwight's in, we're gonna get another one just to remind us, Yeah. But what you said earlier, if Dwight makes it to the merge, he's gonna do fantastic. He's just in the danger zone right now. So
yeah.
Good luck, Dwight.
Good luck. Wishing you all the best.
Yeah, all the best from our family to yours. Merry Christmas or something.
Merry Christmas.
It's like Halloween season. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah. So we've just rounded out all of our power rankings. Anything else about the season you want to mention before you probably come back for a random month when I message at 2 a.m. saying, please come on this podcast?
No, I think I appreciate that CBS is like taking the feedback of being like, oh, everyone's saying that they're talking too much about advantages. We want more character stuff, and they're giving it to us, and I love it. Survivor's great. I don't mind the 26 days, whatever. I like, who cares if like the lower third is a different number? Yeah. I don't care. I'm getting good TV. I get to watch Cody and his tattoo, which I think is hilarious. Everyone's great. It's Survivor. I'm just glad it's back.
Yeah, they're doing really well. That's a good point about the 26 days. I feel like I don't notice it the way that I had the previous seasons, but
like the board gamer in me is like, how dare they change it? This is sacrilege. But like, whatever, man. The TV's it's a good TV show. TV show fun. My monkey brain likes watching it.
Exactly. It's here and it's entertaining.
It's a great show.
It is a great show. No matter how much we complain about it, we really love it, and especially loving it this season.
Exactly. There we go.
So we are going to be back this week. There is a chance that we do not podcast on Wednesday. And if we do, it probably wouldn't be the combination of me and Phil. So we'll let you know what's going on. I just had my work brain on.
Let us know who we're going to be podcasting.
Let me know.
Everybody else.
Sincerely, Alexa. So someone will be live on Wednesday after the episode. Phil, for those of you who are patrons, patreon.com/Survivor Specialist. You can be a $5, $10, $1, $20 patron. we still have a bunch of content out there for you. We have the challenge, we have Amazing Race. Phil does his own post-show recap. So now's a great time to become a patron. I'm sorry for those of you who listen on iTunes and Spotify. It is always Phil's job. Phil and I have different jobs with like the behind the scenes stuff. Phil's job is uploading that, and I completely forgot to do it because he's out. So I'm going to do this right after this episode. I am extremely sorry.
I just want to let you know, Alexa, I'm also a Spotify listener. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Robert. Thank you so much. I got yelled at, which is appropriate. But still, I will do so.
Perfect.
Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday.
Adios.
I have to hit the end broadcast button.